Hi, EDUC 1215 online. This is Hope Dorner. I want to cover a little bit about last week's quiz for Chapter 1. Some of you did amazing, others of you not so great. A couple things to keep in mind. I can see how long some of you take, and some of you did not take a whole heck of a lot of time to take this quiz. I know the timer says 45 minutes. So I want to get feedback from you. If you think that that's not enough time to take some of these tests, then please let me know. And the other thing to remember is if you go over, it will not stop you from submitting the test. I really don't want anyone taking 2 or 3 hours for these tests because I really would hope that by the end of the week in the discussions, you would feel more comfortable with some of this information. So I think I have them set up for 45 minutes to 60 minutes. I'm not sure, depending on the week. If that's not enough time, I would love to hear from you as a group. Post on the discussion board, the burning question area, how much time you think we should have, and I can negotiate that out with you. I need to set up a time within the system. That's the way it is, but it doesn't, again, like I said, if you go over the 45 minutes or whatever the time is, you can still continue and submit. So please don't rush through anything. I'm going to go through a few of the questions here to hopefully help you gain a little bit of the knowledge that maybe some of you really struggled with. So I'm going to go through some of the questions. I went in and I created them as bonus questions for you. So if you got them wrong, they didn't count against you. And if you got them right, you got an extra point. So some of you got more than 100% on your quiz this week. Others of you still did not get 100%. My goal isn't that necessarily everyone gets an A, but I really don't want people really failing badly. So let's talk about some of these questions. So I wasn't sure if this first week's quiz was you just didn't get the format. I do also know that this particular material is a lot harder because it's really not what you're seeing with kids. It's a lot of the background and the research. Which is really important because you are going to be doing a case study by the end of the semester. But let's just tackle some of these questions together. So there's a question that says, Keisha has 2 children. She spends many hours engaged with them in their activities. She has strict rules, including bedtimes and TV restrictions. With which philosophical tradition does she agree with? And the answer actually is blank slate. And you'd be able to find information on blank slate and the answer why this was answered that way is on page 6 in our text. So blank slate really is all about, it has nothing to do with your nature or your DNA. It's all about how you are nurtured. So you come out with nothing and your environment is what creates you. And so Keisha is trying to create an environment for her children that she believes will be best for their development. So again, the blank slate is the one where we would have control because as parents or as educators, we are molding them. Okay? The next question that a lot of you struggled with is going to be referenced on page 8. The question is, several periods of development do not have clear biological boundaries. Rather, their limits are determined by, and the answer is culture. I mean, if you think about it, culture is the one kind of negotiable. There are some cultures within the United States where children have a tendency to walk as well as be potty trained earlier than other cultures. We have some norms that are set up, and I'm going to challenge you to think about the norms of development and these kind of milestones, we call them, because a lot of those were based specifically on the white Caucasian Euro-American culture, and they don't always fit with other cultures. There are a lot of development sequences that are the same no matter what culture you go to, but when they actually happen is not anything to do with biology. It has to do with culture.